Hello everyone, welcome to the Totally Well Show. I'm your host, Joyce Strong. The Totally Well Show is the place where we get curious, ask questions, and explore everything to do with health, wellness, fitness, personal development, helping people, and all the things it takes to help you live a strong, joyous life. We are back for part 2 with Dr. Gary Epler. Welcome back, Dr. Epler.
Well, great to be here again.
And we talked a lot about the Eplerian philosophy, which is named after you, of course. And we're going to get into today some more application in health habits and now that we have the foundation of why it works.
Right.
Sound good?
That's what we're going to talk about.
All right.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 10. There's 10 big health habits that you really need to have.
Do you call them elements?
Elements.
Yeah, habits, elements.
Elements are good.
Yeah.
Elements are good because the first one is an element. It's happiness.
Okay.
Just happiness. You need to have a high level of happiness, and
Yeah.
on a scale of 0 to 10, you need to have 8 to 10. You really do. And the way I define happiness, just being content with what you have. You may just gotten fired. You may be losing money. You may have lost your client or whatever. You may be in a desperate situation, but you need to be content with that and get your level back up to 8.
Every day?
Every day, all the time. You always need to maintain your baseline needs to be 8 to 10. And here's how you do it. Because I slipped and went down to a 6, and 6 is not good. If it's below 5, you may need external help. But 6 you can manage. You got to get out of 6 because here's what happens when you're 6. You don't even know you're unhappy, but other people do. Other people don't want to be around you.
Yeah.
Especially people who are going to help you.
Yeah.
Get yourself back up to 8 or 9.
Oh, I relate to this so strongly.
And one way to get yourself back up to 8 or 9 is to be grateful.
Yeah.
So grateful. How can you be grateful for? Gee, my car. Can't be grateful for that. It cost me money. My house. Oh, gee, that's costing me money. But how about being grateful for somebody that only gives?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah.
Somebody, a wife or a husband or a family member or a friend, somebody gives.
You know what?
You just be grateful for
when
somebody
I
who
hold my
gives.
grandchildren,
Right.
and they
give.
look at
They
me,
just give.
they just love me.
That's right.
Yeah, unconditionally.
So there you go. So that and when you're at 6, you only want to get a 0.1
Yeah.
because that's all you can do. You can't get a whole point, but that'll give you 0.1.
Yeah.
And then think of somebody else you're grateful for. And then if you really get desperate, you say, how about just being grateful for being alive?
Yeah.
You know, you hear this before, but what does that mean? Oh, here's what it means. If you're alive, that means you get to have a life filled with high energy, doesn't cost anything. Yeah. Creativity, you get to have that. You get to have enjoyment, and you get to have extraordinary people in your life. So there you go. And then go up to 8.
So one little
Start out
tenth
really
of a point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a funny story about my wife Joan. I was at 8, and I wasn't thinking about it. That was enough for me. And I was working out, and this friend came by and was talking about the book and so forth. And he lived where we lived 30 years or so before, many years before.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, I saw the 2 of you running in the morning. You were the 2 happiest people he'd ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, I gave me 0.5. And there it is. Just be grateful. And I've sustained that 8.5. And maybe I'll get to a 10. We'll see. But 8.5 is fine with me. But you got to maintain that happiness level. And it means, in my definition, being content with what you have, no matter how good or bad the situation is.
Yeah. I start my days off with that as one of my my top 3 things is that gratitude.
Gratitude.
Being,
there you go.
Recognizing, and it just snaps
grateful.
me right into.
There it is.
Yeah.
So there we have 2 of them.
Yeah.
We have the happiness and be grateful.
Yeah.
Grateful. So there's 2. Now, and another one that is really helpful is meaning in your life. And we've talked about this, about having meaning in your life. You need outside of yourself and it just old-fashioned volunteer things. Again, help people, and with nothing in return.
Is that what, when people say find your why,
No.
it's different than that?
No different from that. No, it's just, no. It's just doing things outside yourself.
Okay.
You know, that's really it is. As I say, meaning in life, that's the way I define it, is do something outside yourself. So you're not thinking about yourself in volunteer work or help somebody, that kind of thing.
So it's a way of giving.
Giving.
Yeah.
Giving.
Okay.
So that's an element. I
Yeah.
guess those are 2 or 3 elements. And then one of my favorites is positive social interaction.
Okay.
Positive social interaction, we can call it positive social communication. That means both people feel better at the end of the conversation or interaction. Somebody's all excited about, a spouse or a friend is all excited about an event, come up to tell you about it, and the other person sort of passively, big deal. Well, it doesn't hurt, it doesn't make the other person, so one person's not very excited. Or the person says, oh, you got to hear what I did. Well, I did this, and I did that. You know, the one up.
Yeah, they hijack you.
Oh. And then the other person, oh, now I got to think of, I got to go one up, or I got to, come on. You know, so that person is down, the other person may be up.
Yeah.
And then the worst is destructive. And that happens way too many times. A friend, a spouse, all excited. Oh, while you were having a good time, I was working. And what's it going to cost? You know, this anger.
Yeah.
What is this? Angry. You know, the boss probably yelled at the person before, but whatever. And you're sitting there, whoa. You know, so we got 2 people negative now.
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Yeah.
So positive interaction. Interact with them. Somebody's all excited about, oh, who's going to be there? Oh, when is it?
Yeah.
You know, and both people. So positive social interaction. And when you buy something at a store, positive interaction.
So you
the
can
grocery
do this
store,
with
getting
intention
gas.
throughout your day.
All through the day.
Yeah.
It's called positive social interaction.
Yeah.
It's really, you kind of have to learn how to do it a little bit because it doesn't come natural.
I got in the habit of, on social media, they always say when your birthday is, and I got in the habit of, one of my first things is to wish people a happy birthday. Because it does that for me.
That works.
Yeah.
So there you go. So those are 3 or 4 elements. And now we get into health habits.
Okay.
The easy ones. Oh, easy ones. That's just the big 3 we've been told since we were 2 years old.
Yeah.
Eat, sleep, and nutrition. And eat, sleep, and exercise. Let's start with the easiest one, sleep. 8 hours. 8 hours, not 6, not 10. And why do you need 8 hours? It's 8 hours is for it's called adenosine. It's an energy chemical, and our prefrontal lobe needs that. Our hippocampus, all the good regions in the brain need that energy, not the amygdala, and not the self-important cingulate. They don't need any sleep.
So does that chemical go down?
No,
through the day?
it goes down. Yeah, that it's called adenosine.
Yeah.
During the day, it just winds down, and at night, you don't make any decisions because you don't have any energy left. The brain energy, and it all goes up. But it takes 8 hours.
Yeah.
6 is not enough.
Yeah.
10 messes it all up.
So you're telling me you didn't write this book at night?
No. No. So there you go, the 8 hours. And the other thing about sleep, 8 hours, is you need 2 hours of REM sleep. That's that rapid eye movement, dream sleep.
Yeah.
And that gives us the human qualities. It gives us love, it gives us kindness, and empathy.
That all happens in the prefrontal cortex?
No, that's just what that rapid eye movement sleep, REM sleep, gives you those qualities.
Yeah.
Without that, you don't have them.
Yeah.
So if you get 6 hours of sleep, irritable, not very friendly.
You know what, too? I've heard people say that if you drink alcohol or you take some kind of a sleep aid, that it knocks you out, but it doesn't let you have the REM sleep.
That's it. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So it doesn't.
Oh, no,
You can be unconscious but not sleeping.
Oh, no, none of those. You
Yeah.
don't need any of those.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't need any of that.
You need the real deal, sleep.
No, just sleep 8
Yeah.
hours. It's the best.
Yeah.
So, but it is a habit, and once you get going, it's the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
So there's the first one. Now, exercise. Exercise. Oh, you're always telling everybody to exercise. And here's the deal. You need an hour.
Yeah.
Every day, 7 days a week, 1 hour.
Yeah.
Not 3 days a week and not 30 minutes. 1 hour, no more than that.
Does it have to happen
And,
all at once, or can it be spread out through the day?
To me, it's all once. Just
Yeah.
it's easier.
Yeah.
But mix it up.
Yeah.
Mix it up. For example, I do a run every day, 1 to 3 miles, either outside or on the treadmill. And then I do my yoga stretches for 10, 15 minutes. And then weights. It's really important to do weights. You can do 5, 10 pounds. You don't need big muscles. It's not the purpose.
Yeah.
It's just to maintain the muscles.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then classes. Classes are great because you get the bonding
Yeah.
thing. You get the
Yeah.
oxytocin hormone going there.
Yeah.
You know, bonding.
That's why I hugged you when you came in.
There you go. and classes are great for that. And you get lifelong friends.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
So there you go. And in the
Yeah.
meantime, you get this hour of exercise. It gives you a ton of energy.
Yeah.
Gives you energy to get through that. About 7 o'clock at night, usually 8 o'clock. Give you all the energy for that. And of course, it relieves stress and some other things. But it's fantastic. And you might meet your spouse.
Yeah, I think you did.
You might meet your spouse. I was running along the Charles River, training for the New York Marathon, 5 o'clock in the morning, and there she came the other direction and made the U-turn, and the rest is history. We run together since and stay together. It's just fantastic. Exercise.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, nutrition. This is the hardest. It's still the hardest for me. It is.
Is it? Yeah.
Whoa, it's hard. And here's my formula. It's a real simple formula. Eat the right foods
Yeah.
in the right amount
Yeah.
at the right time, prepared in a healthy manner. That's the formula. And the right foods are foods that do not harm you,
Yeah.
do not cause inflammation. And lots of foods out there do. 90% of the foods in the food market do.
So primarily whole food, real food.
The real foods are
Yeah.
good. No barcodes, and real foods, and the less ingredients
Yeah.
are best. And foods with no added sugar.
Yeah.
It's the added sugar. It's not the natural sugar that's
Yeah.
the problem. Added salt. Added salt is really preserved foods thousands of years ago. It's a preservative. I mean, it can't be good for us.
Do you
and
eat,
it's
is it
not-
okay to like
No,
salt your
none,
food
none,
to
none,
taste?
None.
Even? Yeah.
Oh, absolutely no added salt.
Yeah.
Zero added salt. And it causes inflammation.
Yeah.
It does cause inflammation. You take all the amount of salt people are, and all those diseases, and there's a straight line. The
Yeah.
more you have, the more disease you're going to get. And it's just, there's studies, millions of studies. Some of them say, oh, salt's good for you. Added salt is not. It causes inflammation. And so you learn to not, in foods, you get to taste the
Your taste change,
You-
your taste buds
you
adapt.
have
right?
some tomatoes. You have some, let's say, cauliflower, and let's say throw in tomatoes, cauliflower, and carrots. You put a bunch of salt on it. You don't know the difference. You absolutely don't know the difference. It's just salt. But if you have no salt on it, that's fantastic. Cauliflower's got this really cool taste. Carrots, oh, it's a carrot taste. Tomatoes, I mean, come on, it's no added salt.
Yeah, yeah.
Not only for taste, but for health.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and the third one, there's no processed omega-6 fats. Omega-6 fats are unsaturated fats.
Yeah.
We need a little bit of them. Problem is, too much.
Yeah.
Too much causes inflammation. And omega-3 is the opposite. It is anti-inflammation, but the big problem is we got too much omega-6.
ratio
It's
is
just
off,
the
yeah.
ratio's off.
Yeah.
And so,
Is that partly
imagine-
because of the way we raise our animals?
Yes, farm-raised anything has
Yeah.
lots of omega-6. And,
Because they're eating corn and grains.
corn, and they're not moving.
Yeah.
They're not naturally running around.
Yeah, yeah.
And that gives all omega-6. and then the processed foods, the deli meats, that kind of thing. So there you go.
Yeah.
That's it. So nutrition, hard to do, but you can do it, and think of it as not having things taken away, but think of giving health.
Yeah.
I mean, you get to live a life with energy and no disease. Diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease.
Yeah.
Every one of those things, that's what
I
it
think
does.
there may be some people who have been sick for so long and have seen it in now for generations, because now we're getting to that point, right? That they stop believing that it's possible. Oh, it runs in my family. I hear that all the time.
Oh.
I'm like, I'll tell you what runs in your family, what you eat.
What you eat. You are what you eat. You really are.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of issues. And somebody says, well, how do you get in the habit of eating healthy? And how do you get in the habit of exercise? And the way you get in these habits, the exercise, think of the good things, not all the excuses and the problems. It works. Exercise, go for a walk.
Yeah.
Just drop everything, go out there, 12 minutes, come back, ask yourself, you feel better? You are going to feel better. And that's what to remember, that feeling of feeling better. Not, oh, I got to go to the gym, I got to get equipment, I have to pay this, I have to get in a car. Come on, these are excuses after excuses. Runs in my family. I got to pick up the kids, or you know.
Yeah.
Food's the same.
Yeah.
Food's the same. Don't think of the rush that you get from eating a candy bar.
Yeah.
That's only 30 seconds. Think of the long term.
Yeah.
Yeah, carrots. Hey, they're not very exciting, but hey, they're crunchy.
Yeah.
You can learn. They give you lots of energy. You don't get that crash 90 minutes later, and you say, oh, I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
Carrots, they'll give you this great life.
Yeah.
That candy bar is going to be great for 30 seconds.
Last a short time, yeah.
Forget it. So you have to think the long term, the positive, not the.
I love to hear that. One of the things when people ask, should I keep a journal, because they want to record everything and how many calories and carbs, and I'm like, why don't you keep a journal of how you felt each day and when you ate this way, just to keep reminding yourself, that rehearsal.
That
works.
Yeah, journals are good.
Yeah.
So there we got, those are the big three.
Yeah.
And then we got just a couple more, right?
You talked about
on time. How are we doing?
Oh, we're good on time. You talked about the timing of when you eat.
Oh, timing of, yes. The amount, of course, is key. That's probably the hardest thing. It's because we eat just too much.
Yeah.
Just too much.
Yeah.
And so you have to just think about that somehow, keep it down.
So being present with your meal, taking your time.
Moment by moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that works. Now, as far as timing, 3 meals a day. You can have a little snack with something healthy, carrots and things. But 3 meals a day, I still think that's the best.
Yeah.
And then prepared in a healthy manner, no fried foods.
Yeah.
Either whole or raw or whatever it is, or boiled.
Yeah.
Or like, for example, fish, steam it.
Yeah.
Steam it. And vegetables, steam them. It's wonderful. But fried causes glycoproteins, and glycoproteins are toxic. So there you go.
Fried in anything, any type of fried. Yeah. Heated oil.
That's the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I try not to take anything away. I'm just adding healthy foods.
Yeah.
That's the way to look at it.
Yeah, I like that, because I like to tell people you're not on a diet. You're going to eat as much food as you want, as your body wants, but you have to retrain your brain and your body to understand that the signals come through.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
It is, and it's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's not a diet.
Yeah.
Diet's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
They always work.
Yeah.
But 3 years later, you gain another 30 pounds. Whoa.
How did that happen? Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah.
Irreversibly. It resets the metabolic system in the brain.
That's
irreversible.
Yeah. When I talk to people about weight loss, I said, you know what matters most? The part you can't control.
Yes.
By going to the gym or these things. It's your basal metabolic rate that we're worried about.
And that changes if you go on diets.
Yeah, and it makes your body's like, well, then you can live on 800 calories.
It really changes to the opposite of you go on a diet. It resets it to a higher level so that you require more food to keep that satisfied. It's at the subconscious level you don't even know it.
Yeah, yeah,
So there you go.
yeah. Yeah.
Lifestyle,
Lifestyle.
nutrition. Now, so we've talked about the big three. Now, the other one I like to do is just meditation, it's called. Now, the way I do that, I call it alpha brainwave time.
Okay.
You know, we talk about the different regions in the brain, and it's important to stay in the good ones and get out of those bad ones. This is actually out of the brain, which is different because we're thinking in terms of brain waves. We're in beta thinking right now. We're beta brain waves, about 14 cycles per second.
Okay.
But alpha brings you down to 10 cycles per second. That's dream sleep. But you do it awake. And now you're really in a different system. You're no longer in that, the senses aren't the same. They're in a different system because that was beta and now you're in alpha.
Okay.
And so it's nice to do that. It's healthy to do that.
What does it do for you?
Well, number one, it's very relaxing. Number two, it decreases stress. And three, science actually shows it decreases the telomere lifespan. Telomeres are at the end of the chromosomes and cells, and each time a cell is divided, they get shorter. Meditation actually keeps them from getting shorter as much. So actually increases your lifespan. That's a crazy one, but it does lots of things.
How often do you meditate?
Oh, now, meditation. Yeah, I always thought meditation was this, you sit just
Cross-legged.
Come on, I can't do that. I'm way too hyper. I can't sit like that. And I can't physically, I don't even know how I can do that. I do eyes open.
Yeah.
And a treadmill, for example, on a treadmill, I kind of stare at that screen, and I just kind of, that's it. I just go into alpha. One way to do it is you can actually count yourself down.
Yeah.
You can say visualize, you're at a beach, down to Cape, wherever, and you go down steps, 25, 24, 23, and just with your mind, and visualize those steps, and then you hit the beach. When you're at that beach, you're in alpha.
Okay.
And then you get to do whatever you like. You can think about health, for example. Well, maybe your heart, maybe you're having issues with your heart. Well, let's heal the heart. Maybe you have a broken foot. Well, let's work on healing that foot. That's kind of self-healing place to be when you're in this alpha. And then you think, well, geez, I need to make some money today. What are 3 things I'm going to do?
Yeah.
And then you're going to even finish it off by visualizing yourself. I call it the Delta door. You open up this door, and you're in this palace, and you're standing there, and people start coming up, and they want to be with you.
Yeah.
And you're visualizing this, and you're saying, I'm successful. I'm filled with love, and I'm filled with gratitude, and I'm enjoying the life, and I'm successful. You just say all these kind of things, and they just want to be with you, and you feel real good. And then you say, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I go back to beta.
Yeah.
So anyhow, that's
when you're in this meditative state, you're not thoughtless. A lot of times people
Oh,
think
no,
meditation
no.
is thoughtless.
Oh no.
So you're filled with
no.
thoughts, but
Oh no, but you're in alpha rhythm, and that's what counts.
Okay,
Daydreaming, that's what. Alpha rhythm, that's the only thing that you want to do.
Yeah.
Just get in that alpha rhythm. No. You have thoughts. That's the way I do it.
Yeah.
It works.
I
Works
like
for
it.
me,
Yeah, I
10,
like it.
15 minutes every day.
yeah. Do you do it a certain time of day?
No, in the morning when I do my workout.
Yeah.
And if I'm out running in the streets, or if I'm hiking, biking, swimming.
Yeah.
You do your laps.
Yeah.
Anything like that works. It's
Wow.
fantastic. It's great. So meditation's good because it gets you out of those regular brain regions. It moves us to a different one. It's nice. It's nice. So that's a good one. Then we've got gratitude. We've got self-compassion. We talked about, and you got to learn something new every day.
Okay.
That's an element.
Yeah.
You got to learn something new every day, and the more outside what you do is the better. Learn philosophy or learn economics, or learn how to distant viewing. Oh, what's that?
Yeah.
Learn anything strange, and you can do it by a coach. And we talked. You did it. What's your story with your hockey?
Oh yeah.
What did you do?
Well, I watched people play hockey, but I had this thinking of, I could do that.
Right.
And I was happy living that way on the wrong side of the glass.
Oh,
That's my book.
right.
And when I finally said I need to get on that side and prove it to myself and learn it, it was changed my world.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
And that's what I learned.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a triathlon, and I kind of knew how to swim, but I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't like it. And the reason I didn't like it is because I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can apply that to a lot of things. You learn how to do something, you like it.
Then it kind of like attaches to other areas of your life. If I could learn how to do that,
right.
I could, anything's going to be easier than learning how to skate and handle a puck and shoot a snapshot. And
There you go.
but if anybody catches a picture of me on the ice, it's always like this.
Hey,
Always
there
smile,
you
like
go.
my
See, that's
hair's
it.
flying back. Well,
Yeah,
it's
that's
under my
amazing.
helmet, but
It's
in my
amazing.
imagination, it's
That's
flying back.
amazing. So the big lesson is not only you learn
Yeah.
something that can be useful, but you might learn something you're really going to enjoy.
Yeah.
And a lot of the reason you don't enjoy something is because you don't know how to do it. And so
Yeah.
that's really a nice lesson. Very
And then you
good.
get to pass it along to someone else. So now that
That's
you
right.
have this passion, you
Right,
can pass it
right.
along to
So-
your grandchild or
Yeah,
that love of
works.
that. Yeah.
So there's a nice element. And
Did we
we've
cover
got-
them all?
I think we did. We have one more, self-healing.
Oh, yeah.
Do we have a
yeah,
minute?
yes. Yeah, we have a
One-
minute, and then I
One
just
minute.
do want to.
Self-healing. Self-healing, we don't know enough about, or we don't use it enough.
Yeah.
We know a lot about it, but we don't use it. And it's phenomenal. And one part of it for disease or an injury is to learn everything you can about that disease and injury. That's the first thing. And the second thing is to learn what those options, the treatment options are. What happens if I don't do anything? It's really important to do that, to learn that.
That's a good question.
And because then you have something to compare. You don't always have to do things, no matter how bad it is. You make that decision. But learn about it. And that's starting the self-healing process. And then the other is create it in a positive way. I'm going to approach this I can beat that. I don't care what it is, how awful it is. I'm going to manage that. Managing it is good enough. You may not even cure it, but you can manage it. It's not going to take over your life. And that's good enough. And so that's self-healing. And then you can get into some breathing. Breathing techniques are very helpful for self-healing, a calming effect. And then visualization and so forth. That's a kind of healing 2.0. But
Yeah.
healing 1.0. Just a positive approach. You can manage this, learn about it, and that's the best.
Yeah, don't run from it. Just, study it.
Learn about it and manage it,
I love
control
it.
it. Don't let it control you. And people talk about their diseases. Why?
Yeah.
You hear conversations. That makes it worse. It's not helping. It's not helping.
Yeah.
Manage it. There
Yeah.
you go.
I love it. Well, we're about out of time. I just want to make sure we mention to people about your book again, Alive with Life, A Medical Doctor's Guide to Live Your Best Life, and GaryEpler.com to reach out to you, or on LinkedIn.
Sure, I'll talk
And-
on conversation on LinkedIn.
Yeah, and get to know authentically as we have. And I'm so grateful for your time and coming here to Groton to talk live and in person. It's so
Very
much
nice.
better to
It's
do it
very
that
nice.
way. Yeah. So
Very
I'm
good.
very, very grateful.
Very good. Well, it's great to be here.
Yeah.
Very great to be here. There you go.